Rise and Shine Rwanda. It's Monday the 8th of June.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
It's Police Week, and we take a look back at what our national force has accomplished in the past 15 years. We take a look at some sports highlights. And for Motivation Monday, we go shopping to find out the healthiest ways to get our food.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahario. Over the next hour, we'll be bringing you all the latest news, sports, and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And of course, the Rise and Shine team is here with us in studio, but we are missing one, so we have Fidelis to tell us about the world of business.
Well, today in business, I can tell you why we're going to have to pay a lot more money to get our sugar. It's really sad. Again, just these things keep on happening.
She always finds a way to help us save. I like that.
Exactly.
I love my sugar though.
Well, you pick mine.
All right, and I think you have sports for us
I do
today.
have sports. I'll cover for Arnold today.
Okay,
We'll talk
perfect.
about UEFA Champions League, what Serena Williams was able to accomplish this past week. And I'm pretty sure you heard about what she may have done.
Oh,
She's a
yes, I
lover.
heard all about it.
Right, right.
All right, well, all that and more is still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day.
Service, protection, integrity. As this year marks the Rwanda National Police's 15th anniversary, there's never been a better time to look back at what the force has accomplished and what's to come. Whether it be protecting the Rwandan population or the efforts and commitment to peacekeeping, the RNP does it all and intends to point to it even more during this year's Police Week. Take a look. Crime prevention, human security, and peacekeeping. Our national police has been hard at work for 15 years now, making sure Rwanda remains as safe as possible. During this year's Police Week, the force intends to share its accomplishments with the population and look forward to better things to come.
Police Week actually is an annual activity that police always conducts to reach out to the public and make sure we actually support where it is required in terms of trying to make sure that we are capable of managing human security. It's a program that helps us to reach to the public. In most cases, we look at the prevalent crimes and work with the public, talk to them, sensitize them about such a crimes, and tell them to work with police to ensure such a crimes do not exist in such localities. In addition to that, we look at the vulnerable people, especially weak families that need some kind of support, and we help them, for example, building houses to some of those who are very vulnerable, who cannot build it for themselves. We give them cows in the normal program, you know, Jirinha, which is always done annually. It is in the line of the national policy. We also talk to motorcyclists, especially the commercial motorcyclists, who need support, who need to be organized more than they are. And in some cases, we do help them to even to acquire their own motorcycles and help them to get organized in cooperatives to make sure we actually know who is doing what and where.
Now, our police force hasn't only been making sure the Rwandan population is safe, it has also been very involved in their welfare.
This is one of the new initiatives to improve policing, whereby our policing is an activity that actually helps the public not only to maintain security, but even to support them socially. This started in 2010. We were celebrating 10 years of existence of Rwanda National Police, and in the same process we realized it is very important that we conduct such activities there are many activities that are conducted actually in this process. So it is a trail that it has a campaign that goes the whole country, talking to people, talking to communities, talking to cooperatives, reaching out to vulnerable people, like I said. It has helped so many people in terms of building their capacity.
The international rankings are truly justified. Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining us now is Superintendent and Police Spokesperson Celestin Twahirwa. Afande Twahirwa, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, now, Police Week, you will think it's mostly about talking about what the police force has accomplished, whether here or in peacekeeping missions, but it's also, and I will think even mostly about showing how involved you are with the communities and how much work you're doing in those communities.
Yeah, you are right. Actually, you are right, because one of the principles that Rwanda National Police are based on is to be accountable to the public. So this is a period when we tell the public that this is where we have reached, this is what we have done, and this is what we intend to do. So it is a chance for us to talk to the public and be accountable to them in the sense that they must know what we are doing for them. So this is an annual program, like I said, which is always conducted in June. And this time around, we start on 10th June and run up to 16th June. There are a number of activities that will be conducted countrywide, but there are some areas that have been earmarked for such activities. The first program, which will be the campaigning program, will start in Musanze, that's in Northern Province, and we will talk to the general public, sensitize them about the prevalent crimes, and actually tell them how to go about it. In case you meet such a problem, how do you get out of it? And we will also tell those who are maybe involved to get out of it. In the same area, we'll be able to give them some of the families some cows that have been earmarked as in need.
That's the Getting Hub.
Yes, exactly. We'll also be able to help some of the families that need mutuelle de santé and give them some money for that purpose.
Now, the police has been around for 15 years now. This is the 15th anniversary this year. I mean, what are the progresses that have been made? Progresses that are actually tangible, that you can actually show people, this is what was happening in 1999, and since 2000, this is the difference.
Yeah, thank you. The program will be actually an opportunity to tell people what you have achieved since inception of the National Police. It was established in 2000, and now it is 15 years old. It has done a lot of activities that need to be known to the public. We were able to grow from around 2,500 up to like 13,000 today.
Right.
That's a big number that is policing the whole country, and now we are confident that we can reach almost everywhere. We have been able to build the capacity in terms of personnel. We have been able to build the capacity in terms of equipment. We have trained so many people in so many specialized areas. We have been able to cooperate with the public. We have trained, for example, CPCs, Community Policing Committees, over 14,000. And we have been able to establish a number of volunteers. We have about 1,500 volunteers all over the country.
No,
and these are very, very useful people in terms of crime prevention.
Now, Afande Twahirwa, the place of the woman in the police force, I mean, you and I have met in Mijeprov conferences and the likes. I mean, for so long, it was kind of taboo to believe that a woman could be part of a police force. Now, when you look at our Rwandan police force, it's unbelievable to see the numbers when it comes to women. I mean, how do you get to that? How do you get to the nitty-gritty of it when you talk to the population about it?
Sure. Actually, in these campaigns, we always tell people what is required, what we need from them, especially to support their police to build sufficient capacity for security. And this is in line with our vision. Rwanda National Police vision is to see people in Rwanda safe, involved, and reassured. And this is what we are working towards. So in terms of recruiting women, we've been reaching to the public, telling them exactly what is required, showing them the importance of women involvement in security, and we have done a very good step because so far we are over 20%.
Now, rankings have been coming out, as I talked about in the report. I mean, we're very loaded, very congratulated about what the police force has been doing and how the population trusts its own police force. Now, when it comes to peacekeeping missions as well, how does it work for the average citizen that's actually watching the show right now? How does it work when it's time to actually send them away? Is it a special battalion? How does it work exactly?
Well, with police, it's quite different from the military. What happens is that we actually operate in three major aspects. One is that we send what we call individual police officers, and this is where we have a big number. So police officers who are trained, who have capacity to operate, to support these areas where we have conflict in different countries, are tested, and once they pass UN exams, they call it STAT in short form. So when they pass these exams, they are selected and they are taken to support in such identified mission areas. So far we have 8 mission areas in different countries, including Haiti, and the rest of the missions are in Africa. We have been sending a very good number of women. Actually, in 2 years ago, we were the biggest contributor of female police officers. And up to now, we still have a very good position in the whole world. We have been able to send what they call AFPU. This is Police Formed Unit. When you look at the Formed Police Unit, we have so far 4. One is in Haiti, another one is in Central Africa, another one now is moving to South Sudan, another one is in Mali. So these are going to multiply because, for example, Central Africa wants more. We'll be sending more.
Now, let's get back to the subject at hand here, the Police Week. For those who want to take part in the activities where police officers will be meeting with the population, whether in Kigali, Musanze, Huye, Rubavu, how is that going to work?
Well, the program, as I said, has been scheduled, and the population will be informed even in time. And all the local leaders and the senior leaders are going to be with us to help, because it is an activity that is beneficial to all of them, because security is for all of us. So, as I said, on 9th will be in Musanze, on 10th will be in Rubavu, that's Western Province, and then in Southern Province on 11th will be in Nyanza, and 14th will be in the Eastern Province, that will be in Ngoma District. So the activities that are involved, campaigning, just telling people what kind of crime is common in their area, in their localities, how to go about it, and how to send information to police, and how to work with police once so required.
Now, I know
so we have a number of them, a number of thematic areas that we will look at, which will include drug trafficking and drug abuse. It will include human trafficking. We will look at gender-based violence. We will look at corruption. We will look at counterfeit.
Basically, all the crimes.
Those that are prevalent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I know you'll be hitting the field yourself. You'll be there.
Exactly.
They'll be able to see you and talk to you.
Exactly.
Afanet Kohimba, we appreciate a lot you being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. All right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Business News Now. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Rwanda is likely to continue paying more for the sugar it imports due to a delay in projects meant to boost local production of the commodity. The country's sugar imports bill has grown to $60 million from $50 million last year, turning the national foreign exchange reserves due to a delay in completion of projects meant to boost local sugar production. These delays include delayed expropriation of land from residents, among other things, which have raised concerns that the region could at any time start applying the EAC Common External Tariff on sugar, which could result into price hikes. The Private Sector Federation has launched an initiative that will eliminate the middlemen from potato farming and enable potato farmers to get fair prices for their produce. The initiative, which will be introduced under the commercial model, will be managed by two companies which will oversee the whole commercialization process from firms, wholesale markets in Kigali to export. This model is expected to help give value to potato farming, help address any of the farmers' issues, as well as help them make enough money from their produce. And foreign investors are seeking for opportunities in the East African region, with plans to invest up to $1.5 billion in the region's private companies. According to a recent survey, the investors, who comprise of development finance institutions and high net worth individuals, are mainly interested in purchasing stocks on financial institutions and fast-moving consumer goods companies. They also were said to appear keen to take on more pan-regional focus in their African investment approach, with Kenya serving as a financial hub and gateway to Uganda, Tanzania, and Ethiopia.
So what do you have for us for the rest of the week in business?
Well, I think the hottest thing that I think everyone should look out for is I'm going to go and look to one of our TV subscribers, people who basically, like the way you have Star Times or DSTV. Everyone's been talking about the fact that now you have to pay a lot more to get all of your favorite channels, including our very own on the television. So we're going to find out why that's happening from a new one that just came into the market. It's really, really good stuff.
That's what happens when you go digital.
Yeah.
A lot of competition, right?
Exactly. Really good stuff, though.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Right.
Well, you're up to date today's business headlines. Sports news up next with Viji Seja.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I'm Regis Isheja. Three prominent Japanese karate instructors will conduct a 3-day training session with Rwandans from June 12th to the 14th in Kigali. The trio is led by the Japanese Karate Association Executive Director Mori Toshihiro, and according to the Rwanda Karate Federation, they will definitely give valuable technical tips for improvement of the martial arts sport in the country. Toshihiro will be accompanied by the Japan Karate Association in Tokyo, Kamino Masaru, and the Japan Karate Association representative in Luxembourg, Belgium, Kasijima Keishi. Currently a JKA instructor, Toshihiro is a Japanese master of the Shotokan style of karate who has previously won the JKA's version of the World Championships for Kumite, as well as the JKA All Japan Championships for Kumite on 2 occasions, among other accomplishments. Luis Suarez and Neymar scored second-half goals to give Barcelona a 3-win Champions League final victory over Juventus on Saturday and make the Spaniards the first team to win twice the European treble. Luis Enrique capped his first season as Barcelona's head coach by matching Pep Guardiola's feats from the 2008-2009 season when the Catalans captured the European, Spanish League and Cup titles. An early goal by Barcan Ivan Rakitic was cancelled out by Juventus ex-Real Madrid striker Alvaro Morata, who equalized on 55 minutes. But Suarez put the game beyond the Italian champions with a 68-minute strike of a rebound at Berlin's Olympic Stadium. Neymar added the third with the last kick of the game in the 97th minute. Serena Williams won a dramatic French Open final against Lucy Safarova to claim her 20th Grand Slam title. Despite being snapped by a nasty flu for much of the last week, the American beat Safarova 6-3, 6-7, 6-2 to win the French Open on Saturday and claim a landmark 20th major. As the score suggested, this was no walk in the Bois de Boulogne for Williams against the Czech. Only Steffi Graf now has more majors in the Open era at 22. With Williams going strong in her early 30s, Graf's record is under serious threat. The world number 1 even has a realistic chance of matching the German in 2015, since she's claimed 5 Wimbledon titles and is the 3-time defending champion at the US Open. By winning in Melbourne and Paris this year, Williams already became the first player since Jennifer Capriati in 2001 to claim the first 2 Grand Slams in the same season. You're up to date with the day's sports news. News are up next with Makira and I. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
The government has passed a ministerial order that provides guidance on urban services in line with population size. The order is expected to avoid the growth of the slums due to a critical shortage of housing. Officials say that this will help enforce urban planning principles, such as realizing optimum density in human settlement that is cost-effective, sustainable, and efficient land use, environmental protection. For instance, it gives a minimum standard plot size to curb people extravagantly using land in construction.
The East African heads of state have agreed to set up a Northern Corridor Implementation Authority to oversee infrastructure projects in the region. The decision to establish the Northern Corridor Implementation Authority was reached after realizing that officials tasked with implementation were too busy with other government tasks. The agency will comprise of a senior official from each of the bloc countries who will have a full-time job of implementing the corridor's decisions. The heads of state also launched a web portal that would facilitate communication.
The 2016 World Economic Forum is set to be hosted in Rwanda. The announcement was made at the closing ceremony of this year's summit held in Cape Town, South Africa by Managing Director Philip Rossler. The forum is an annual event organized by the Switzerland Davos-based World Economic Forum. The summit gathers policymakers, economists, scholars, leaders, and private sector investors from across the globe to discuss solutions to some of the most pressing needs and challenges facing African economies.
And in international news, 2 Russians held hostage in the Sudanese region of Darfur were freed in an operation by security forces on Friday and their captors taken prisoner. The Russian Foreign Ministry said the hostages were in good health and had been freed as a result of cooperation between the ministry, the Sudanese authorities, the United Nations Secretariat, and UNAMID, the UN African Union peacekeeping mission in Darfur. Sudan's Foreign Ministry said that the kidnapping was not a political act. Okay, lots more still to come. Lifestyle is up next. Plus, we take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda Lifestyle Now. Makeda, what do you have for us?
I have a special Motivation Monday feature that kind of revolves around healthy shopping. You'll see what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
For those of us that want to change our eating habits for the better, it all starts when you go to the market or grocery store to shop. Once you have the right ingredients in your home, maintaining a healthy diet should become much, much easier. I asked Janetta from Waka Fitness to show us some tips on what to buy and what to avoid the next time you go shopping for food. Take a look.
Hi everyone. So Makeda asked me how I shop at the grocery store. So I'm here in Mackinac and I'm going to show you the best way to approach shopping for healthy and nutritious meals. One of the biggest principles that we can teach you is that you want to eat the outside of the grocery store, because that's usually where the freshest ingredients are and the whole ingredients are. So staying away from those inner aisles where we have a lot of bags and boxes and cans and processed foods is the best way that you can build a nice, healthy, nutritious meal. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start off with the meat aisle, which is the best source of protein. So the first thing that we want to start out with when you're shopping in the grocery store and building a really good nutritious meal is protein sources. And some of the best sources of protein is in the meat section. As you can see here, we've got chicken, we've got lamb, we've got beef, and we've got pork at the end. And what you generally want to keep in mind is you want lean cuts of protein, so you can go with your preference of meat. But I like to say that, try to go with things that don't have skin on it and then don't have the white part, so that's the fat. So stay away from those cuts where it's really visible that you have a lot of fat there. Here's some veal. Really big fan of that because this happens to be very lean. One thing I would say to stay away from in the meat section is some of these kind of packaged sorts of meat products where they're processed. They tend to have a lot of additives, a lot of salt, and don't tend to be the best cuts of the meat, and definitely not the leanest. So just choose whatever your favorite protein is, and then we can move down to the vegetables, which are another important source of nutrients for every meal. As you can see, we have fruits here, and some of them have more sugar than others. But more importantly, you just want to make sure that you incorporate them in your diet, but don't go an excessive amount. What tends to happen when people are trying to lose weight is that they tend to rely very heavily on fruits because they're full of sugars and they taste great. But just 1 or 2 pieces of fruit a day in your diet is good, and really any of the fruits here would be great additions. So now we go to something that basically are like freebies, which are vegetables. You can have as many vegetables as you want, as many different types. And what we like to say is that because all vegetables are different, they have different micronutrient components, you can really eat the rainbow. So you can eat as many different types of vegetables you want and as many quantity as you want because they're so low in calories. One of the best things, I think, for adding, to any sort of meal is a dark leafy green. This is sumawiki. So grabbing some of this and just kind of sauteing it in, a tablespoon of oil, adding it to dinner or lunch is great, and even for breakfast. Okay, so you shouldn't really feel limited here because you can have as much as you want and you can have a diverse range of what's here. Okay, so let's move on. So now we're going to go to some of these inner aisles I've told you to stay away from, just so I can give you a demonstration of why some of these things aren't great to eat. So what we have here is a lot of packaged biscuits, and we also have some packaged cereals, and some packaged cookies, and all sorts of things that I'm sure taste really delicious. The thing is that a lot of these things tend to be very high in sugar. Even some of these cereals that you think that are actually pretty good for you, or any of the other diet cereals, do have typically high fructose corn syrup in them, and some amount of sugar additives and just other sort of processed ingredients. In general, it's always better to just kind of stay away from things that are in boxes or things that are in bags. And if you do that, I guarantee you that you're going to see results and feel slimmer and lighter and better. So I hope you've enjoyed our time at the grocery store. Next time you're here, just keep my tips in mind, and I guarantee you feel great right away.
Pretty good report there, Makeda. I like that. Now, does that mean that I have to give up my cornflakes addiction in the morning. Like,
I mean, you don't have to do anything really. You can always buy whatever you want to buy. But I think she's just saying, you know, if you want to live a certain kind of lifestyle, if you want to be a little bit healthier, or if you're looking to lose some weight or have a little bit more energy, then yeah, you should avoid having cereals or different things that can have a lot of sugar in it. And a lot of things, like for instance, cornflakes, when I see cornflakes, I think it's kind of healthy. I don't know how crazy that is, but I look at it, I don't think I see a lot of sugar or anything like that. But when you look in the ingredients of so many of these products,
right,
you see there's a lot of sugar. And you see that another tip that she gave me is that the more ingredients it is, it's probably
unhealthy.
It's probably the least healthy. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Now, you yourself, when you were doing the report, is there certain things you were like, I hope she's not going to tell me this one is unhealthy, and then
everything, everything. But you know,
biscuits, chocolates,
that whole aisle, I was like, this is my favorite aisle. How could
right.
you? How
I
could
think
you
it's
speak?
everybody's favorite aisle. We should do like we should check that, but I'm pretty sure it's everybody's favorite.
I was saying, how could you speak so ill about my favorite foods? But you know what? She was saying that. You know, as natural as you can keep it, you know, with as many fruits and vegetables and, you know, as lean meat as possible, it's going to be the healthier that you are. You know what I mean? But what can I say? I eat a lot of bad things. And when I eat too many of those things, I do feel like just a little bit lazier, just a little bit,
unhealthy,
you know. Yeah, and when I do eat a lot more fresher things, I feel better. So I think it's kind of just have a balance. If you love cereal, you don't have to stop forever, you know, but just don't eat it every morning, maybe for breakfast or whatever the case may be. She also told me about oil, and she said that, you know, a lot of people use like different kind of oil, but the healthiest kind is extra virgin olive oil. So I mentioned saying that, you know, it's a little bit pricey for some of us out there.
Correct.
And she was saying that, you know, once you invest in olive oil, you can get it one time. And because you don't have to use a lot of it, it can last for even months, depending on the size that you get.
Right.
Whereas these regular oil that we all use, the vegetable oil or the corn oil or the sunflower, whatever it is that people use, you can go through that in a week, you know? So she gave me some really good tips. I hope that people got some good tips. Did you get any?
No, absolutely. But me, I wonder, what got you to do the report? Is it a conversation you had with a friend and you're like, maybe I should start eating a bit more healthier?
Well, actually, now... before, you know, it was Fidelis that was always doing Motivation Monday, you know, because she was doing her challenge and all of her fitness stuff. And now that she's finished her classes, I think she's all fitnessed out. So now we're kind of...
it's rubbing off on you?
You know, we're doing some exchanges. So I'm taking Motivation Monday sometimes. And this time Janetta actually had a suggestion. She said a lot of times she hears things at the gym. You know, she works from Waka Fitness, it's a gym. And she says a lot of times she hears different theories about foods and they're wrong, you know. So she just wanted to give some tips to people how they can, you know, do a little bit better when it comes to shopping.
So, well, it worked. I'm pretty sure everybody at home that watched it, now they have a better idea.
Yes.
You know, check the ingredients. It's very important.
Check the ingredients. The less, the better.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, don't go anywhere. Hot Topics is coming up next.
Right.
Welcome back. It's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine team have been out and about gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter and Facebook to the debates in your local cafe. We've got it for you right here and right now. All right, so the first hot topic is actually one... it's kind of something that's in the works, but so many people are talking about it. A lot of people are excited about it. Leonardo DiCaprio, very famous actor and philanthropist, and you know, all of these different things. He is teaming up with Michael Bay, he's also in the movie industry, to do a movie with Paramount about Team Rwanda, our cycling team.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're in the very early stages right now, but that's kind of in the works. What do you guys think about that?
I'm excited. I know they've been doing a great job the past few days. I mean, they've been going places. We were talking about them the other day in the States when they were looking at the snow and they were amazed. I mean, they've been going places. They're doing a lot of good work. So you know,
I
why
wonder
not?
what raised their antennas up. I'm ecstatic about this idea because it can bring a lot of attention
Yeah.
to Rwanda, number one. Number two, these are high-profile people in Hollywood. So I wonder what who went to them and told them about the story and all that.
I'm not sure, but you know there was already the very famous documentary
Right.
that was made about it, and actually they have support all over the world. Team Rwanda has a lot of support now, so let's see, more things I'm sure are going to be coming out of this. But I know.
Go, Rwanda.
And hopefully
I
to
love
bring in
hearing
more
things like
sponsors for
this.
the team so they can
Right.
work even harder and go
Right.
to
You
more
and
places.
the money, look
No,
at you. No, it's great.
Every angle has a
No, but
money.
seriously, they will get more sponsors after this movie. So,
for sure,
hey,
for sure.
that's
And
impressive.
but I think one thing that some people had to say, because like I said, it's been shared everywhere, all over Facebook, Twitter,
Right.
and people are excited. But some people are saying, they hope that it doesn't become a situation like some other movies that have been
Yeah.
based on Rwandan stories that have
they
just
make
been
That have
people
told the
Rwanda
wrong
the
way.
wrong way.
Exactly.
right. So we're hoping that if they do make this movie, it's not just so that it can sell in Hollywood.
That they get
and
facts, like the real facts.
get the facts straight.
Absolutely.
So let's wait and see how this thing goes. There is another hot topic. Well, this one is extremely sad, and hopefully it will change. There was some demonstrations happening in Belgium. At immigration, because apparently there's been a decision that they're going to deport a young boy, a 5-year-old boy who has a terminal illness, okay? So this young boy has something called bone dysplasia, and I hope I said it right, or dysplasia, and it basically prevents the bones and the lungs from developing properly. Now, he went with his mother to Belgium in 2010 on a medical visa, and now the country is saying he actually can go back home. It's not as if he's going to suffer anymore going back to Rwanda. But the mother is saying he cannot get the same care for this sickness in Rwanda. He will die. So they, friends and family and supporters basically got together. Dozens of them got together in front of immigration in Brussels and handed over a petition of 12,000 signatures to get him to stay. So let's just hope that
Hopefully
it works.
that's enough, or
Hopefully
there's
they
more,
reverse the
more signatures
decision.
coming up, right? But it's really sad. I mean, this kind of thing, it makes you hope that one day we have enough good care so that they don't have to go abroad
Exactly.
and all that, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly, and it's sad. It's sad that I think it's known that for this rare disease, the care is just not here.
Exactly.
So what's the problem with allowing him to stay?
Plus, when
get
I was
someone
reading,
else?
I think they said something about there's like a law that allows people who with
Yeah,
medical
there is,
visas.
yes.
Exactly. So why are they even stressing about it?
Well, there's always technical things that
Right.
happen within, but hopefully the little boy is
Hopefully
okay.
there'll be
Yeah.
enough signatures that the boy can stay.
And if he comes back, hopefully he can be cared for here. You never know
Yeah.
what can happen.
Right,
All right, so the last one is actually about a student. Well, not a student anymore, but he is a Nigerian student called Ufot Ekong, and I really hope I said that the right way, or Ekong. Okay, so basically he solved a 30-year-old math equation. He's broken so many academic records at his school. It's a Japanese university that he was attending. He got awards on awards on awards. He speaks, I don't even know how many languages, 5 languages, including Japanese. He won an award also for Japanese language for foreigners. He works for Nissan now, and he has 2 patents for electronic car design. All right, so now he's an electronic engineer, and basically, this is just kind of a shout out to all of our
We're
Africans
smart
who are
people.
doing
Absolutely.
things.
And then
We don't hear those stories that
absolutely.
often.
And if this person went on to become a millionaire or billionaire, you would be really proud of them because you understand why they got there. I mean, he's revolutionizing things, and he's doing things that people hadn't done in 30 years. That's unbelievable.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
No, I'm definitely proud of them, and way to go. Hopefully,
and-
hopefully he'll inspire me to go do something. That's
You want to go work for
exciting.
Nissan? You want to
You
move to
never
Japan?
know. Huh? You never
Okay.
know.
Yeah, man, you never. And now that he set that standard, you can't just go there and just be passing.
Right.
I have to be like
You have to
up,
get the
way up
awards.
there too.
But then
There we
again,
go.
you're Fidelis. Come on.
Really?
She's the money.
You're gonna win it anyway.
She'll be fine, yeah.
Don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. We're always looking for your comments. Like us on Facebook and send us ideas for programs, or just check out our photos. go on over to our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports that we upload daily. Find us and follow us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We're always posting behind the scenes photos, or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. We'd love to hear your feedback. So just like she said, do let us know if you have an idea for the program. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahadio. We'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow, so please do join us then. But for now, from the both of us and Fidelis and Arnold, come back, Arnold.
Right, come back soon.
Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.